What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. What is love?
We met on a hike with some friends, and the dog was there, and I was really impressed on how well behaved the dog was, and I just remember thinking that this is somebody that I was interested in getting to know a little better. And as the hike progressed, we talked and found that a lot of our interests meshed, and we just started seeing each other more after that.
In the beginning of our relationship, we were both just newly out of other relationships. And because of that, it was pretty scary for us to kind of dive right in. And I think that both of us were very intimidated in the idea of being with somebody else so quickly out of already being in, we were in long-term relationships beforehand. And so that was a little scary. But love happens and you don't expect it to happen, and it comes on strong, and there's really no way to deny it, and so you just kind of go for it.
I just remember our first real date was on Halloween, and we had gone to a Halloween carving party with friends, and then just sort of spontaneously went to dinner afterwards, and it was very romantic and sweet, and something I look back at fondly.
The first thing that I can think of that we shared together that was really special was our trip to Costa Rica that we took in January of this year, and it definitely marked a point in our relationship that was really important for the both of us in showing that we were ready to kind of be committed to each other.
We have a house full of animals, 3 cats and a dog and 2 birds, and I think one of the rituals that I really enjoy the most is the walks. We have a really rambunctious dog, and he needs a lot of energy, a lot of exercise because he has so much energy. And so we take long walks and we get to talk, and it's a way to get outside of our normal routine and be outdoors and bounce ideas around and just spend quality time together. I think that's one of my favorite rituals.
My love's smile is by far the most enticing thing, and that stood out from the very beginning. That was one thing that drew me in right away.
We have this cute little ritual where we kiss 4 times every night before we go to bed. We always kiss each other first thing in the morning when we wake up.
So in the beginning of our relationship, I cooked breakfast, and that really impressed my better half. And you would think that because of that, that I would be the one making breakfast now, but it's not. I get to be cooked for, which is really nice.
So it was a really hard decision that I had to make, and it was something that we talked about together, and I felt really good having somebody that could support me and bring up issues and discuss and weigh the pros and cons. So it wasn't something I had to decide all on my own. And someone that I love and whose opinion I respect.
It was good to kind of have that friendship basis before anything else happened, because we were able to get to know each other a little bit better before moving forward.
I think love really is not having to say you're sorry, because when you're in love with someone, they know what you meant or what you feel and are already there ahead of you before you even get to saying you're sorry.
An incredible affection and admiration and respect for one another. Something that you don't get with just anyone and everyone.
I get this warm feeling inside, and I feel like I'm a better person, and I'm able to be a better person both in the relationship and to other people out in the world.
Yeah, actually, the way we did meet was pretty sappy. It was pretty a Hallmark movie, Lifetime movie. Our eyes met across a crowded room. It was a reception in 1982, and I looked across the crowded room and caught eyes and was like, oh, that's good. That'll work. And made a beeline across the room, started talking, and the rest, as they say, was history.
I think the loveliest thing that we have, that we do kind of between us, is every morning, there are 2 espressos waiting for us to share in the terrace. And every day, every morning, our meals are planned for that day. And it's just really comforting that we know that we're going to spend that time together, and it's about us, and it's doing one of the things that we love so much, which is eating and food. And we're both decent cooks, and so that is one thing that we share that is just super sexy, super loving, and it just makes us feel really warm when we talk about, remember when we had that meal, or remember when we cooked that meal, or it's what I take, it's what I have in my heart when I think about us.
There's been this bookmark that's been hanging around our house for 25 years, and it was a photograph, and I knew that it was a favorite photograph. It was by a photographer named Ouija, Arthur Feelig, who took photographs in the 30s and 40s, and there was this one particular photograph, and this was a bookmark that's been ever for. I knew that it was tough to find. I knew it was really important, and so finally this Christmas I found the photograph. I found it online. I hunted it down. I got the guy I talked him down on the price because it was very expensive, and I got to surprise my better half with this photograph, which was a pretty good surprise. It was pretty unexpected, especially since it's been kicking around the house for 25 years. I think that was pretty cool.
One of the most incredible experiences I've ever had, or we had as a couple. And one of the things that I wanted to do was to get a cleansing from a shaman in the middle of the Yucatan desert. 35-minute beating with sticks and sprays and fire, and we connected in a way that it was, I can't stop smiling, because it was such an incredible experience for both of us, and to do that together for the first time and be totally lost. No one in the world knew where we were.
I think the first time I knew I was in love was that moment across a crowded room. I didn't admit it to either of us, because I'd kind of gone down that road before and been hurt a little bit. So I was a little reluctant to dive in, but I think the minute we locked eyes, I just knew I found my soulmate. I knew that was the person I was going to spend the rest of my life with.
Like every other couple, we have problems and disagreements, but the one thing that we really have is we have a really special emotional and physical connection that just makes everything else, like the snoring or me not washing dishes, it all goes away at that point.
I'm old, and the movie that I remember that speaks most to love was Love Story with Ryan O'Neal and Ali MacGraw, and the famous line from that movie is, "Love means never having to say you're sorry." In my experience, love means always having to say you're sorry. And actually, there's another phrase that comes to mind: would you rather be happy or right? And I'd rather be happy.
We are cut from the same cloth. We have a lot of, our foundation is very similar. We are culturally, morally, traditionally grounded, almost the same. As if we've known each other our whole lives, and we just came together so perfectly. The incredible thing that I've learned from this relationship is that we automatically switch into the support system, or turn on the support system, or when somebody is having a bad day or is very emotional or is angry about something or stressed about something, the other one seems to kind of just swoop in and is there, and very sincerely, not with any agenda. And I think that's one of the most incredible things that I've experienced for the first time in a long time, is that it's very genuine. There is no BS about this. It's very on the table. This is what it is, and it's really special.
Well, I think the thing about saying you're sorry is you don't have to mean it. You just have to want it to be over. I mean, that's the other thing. I mean, when you fight with somebody else, it's kind of what am I trying to say? I guess I'm trying to say that it's more important to me in my relationship that we don't fight than that somebody wins. So if ending the fight is saying, I'm sorry, I was wrong, then I'd rather do that. Whereas, in life, it's kind of more important to win.
This is me and my partner Scott and our dog Wrigley hiking.
This is the woman that I love. Her name is Celia Boish.
So this is me and my soulmate of 31 years, Michael, the guy who makes me dinner and the guy I saw across a crowded room.
This is the first day of my life. Swear I was born right in the doorway. I went out in the rain, suddenly everything changed. They're spreading blankets on the beach. Yours is the first face that I saw. I think I was blind before I met you. And I don't know where I am, I don't know where I've been, but I know where I want to go. And so I thought I'd let you know. Yeah, these things take forever, I especially am slow. But I realized that I need you, and I wondered if I could come home. Remember the time you drove all night just to meet me in the morning? And I thought it was strange, you said everything